Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Mud. It's my first video. I just figured I'd get on here and take my shot at the fishing world on YouTube. So today I'm going to show you some of the setups that I have, and hopefully y'all don't troll me too bad in the comments. So I mainly fish panfish and bass. Occasionally I'll do some catfishing, but not too much. So today I'm going to show you my panfish setup and some of my bass setups. So here I have just a regular old ugly stick. I think it's 4'8" maybe. Yeah, 4'8", ultralight action. This thing's old school. Old man gave it to me a couple of years ago. I got that paired with the older version of the Fluger President on there with Joe Fly's inline spinner with the Mist Strike hook, and I added this little split shot on there because it didn't have enough weight to really throw it out on this rod. 10-pound braid, 10-pound leader as well, mono leader. I've been using the same braid for a long time, so as you can see, it's very light colored. I don't know. It's a pretty good rod. It's a lot less sensitive than the newer ultralight rods, but at the same time, I've seen my buddies break so many ultralight rods, like St. Croix and stuff like that, and the $200 rods, they get all pissed off because they broke them. This thing, I mean, you can put some work onto it, and it ain't gonna break. So I've really liked this one for a long time. I probably caught more fish on this rod than any of the others put together. This one here, this is my everyday setup pretty much. If I'm just going out to the lake, this is what I'm using. This is a Pinnacle Balance 6'6" medium action with a Lew's Classic Pro. I believe it's 751 is the gear ratio on this here. And this is the old school jitterbug. Everybody hates on this thing so much, but that's a good lure right there. It almost has the same action as like when you're walking a frog, how it kind of like goes back and forth, but it does it fast. And I guess I don't know if it pisses the fish off or entices them. I'm not really sure, but they seem to hit this thing pretty well. This rod was also a gift. My buddy's dad had given it to me a couple of years ago, and as you can see, like the cork on it's starting to kind of wear off a little, but it's done me good. I mean, again, it's another very strong rod. I've never broken it. The reason I have the 751 on here is just because, like I said, it's my everyday rod. So if I'm usually I'll have like a spinnerbait or something on here. I kind of had this on from the other day, but you got a spinnerbait on there. It moves it pretty quick, but not too fast. You know what I mean? To where you got to like slow down your reeling just to like work your bait right. At the same time, you can finesse fish with it because it's only 6'6", so you can get this thing in really tight places. You can get it around like docks and everything like that, and just really like be able to work that bait and really feel it on the end. It's a super sensitive rod, and it's done me well over time, you know what I mean? This is my third and final setup for this video. This is an Abu Garcia Vengeance 7'6" rod, I believe. Yeah, 7'6", heavy action, 60-pound braid on this thing. The other one's got 40-pound, by the way. This is 60-pound braid with a Pinnacle inertia reel. It's a 6-to-1 gear ratio, so it moves very slowly. This is top water specifically. I like the slow moving on top water, just so like with lures like this is a Berkeley Chapo, and I put some extra little dots on the side of it. I don't think it does anything, but it makes me feel good about it. I use the slower reel on here, so with like lures like this, a lot of times what will happen is they start plopping too fast, and it just kind of makes a more of a hissing sound than a plopping sound. So this reel helps them move to like nice and slow. It gets a good plop sound to it. The reason I have the Berkeley Chapo is because I'm used to using the River to Sea whopper ploppers, and those have almost a different sound than this one does. This one has more of a plop sound, I guess you could say, whereas the whopper ploppers have more of a like a chop kind of sound to it. They just sound different. Again, I think it's just personal preference, but I tend to like the bone color on it, and the black works really well as well. The Chapos have the like a clear propeller on there. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, whereas like a regular whopper popper just has like, you know, like the solid colored one. I feel like the clear propeller really like does something for it as far as like fish telling if it's a lure or not. Um, I've caught a lot of fish on this rod, not as many as the ultralight, I will say, but I have caught a lot of fish on this rod, and I'm not too much of an Abu Garcia guy, but as far as they go, this is a decent rod right here. Like I said, I've put a lot of fish on the end of this thing, and it's done me well so far. I've had this one about a year. The other ones I've had, I couldn't even tell you how long, probably 5 years each. I enjoy these setups, the way I run this one. All of my bait casters, I just run them no brakes. Just, you know, stop it with your thumb. But this one's really like probably my favorite one to show off, just because it's so versatile. You can put top waters on this, throw a leader on there. You can run it for crankbaits for like smallmouth and stuff. They really like red crankbaits in my experience, and tubes. So if I'm running a tube, I'll put it on the other bait caster. But if I'm like running crankbaits, something I want to be fast, aggressive, really get like a good hit, like a good hook set on the hit, then this is the one I'll use right here. It's just, like I said, it's a heavier rod. It really seems to get the job done. But I'd say as far as my favorite one goes, it's definitely this guy here. I mean, I've caught so many fish on this rod, it's not even funny. And it's been around so long that if it broke right now as I'm recording this video, I would be okay with it, because it's definitely worth the money that the old man spent on this thing. He probably never thought it would catch so many fish. I'd say I've probably caught over 1,000 fish on this rod. That's not an exaggeration either. Like, it's been put through hell. As you can see, like the coating on the outside is starting to kind of wear off. You can't even really see where it says Ugly Stick anymore. But it's done me well, man. So I just figured, you know, I'd get on here and, like I said, take my shot at fishing YouTube, I guess you'd call it. I've never really made any YouTube videos before. I've done like a couple of podcasts and stuff with some of my buddies. I did an interview on, I can't think of his tag right now, but I was his first interview a couple of years back on my buddy's podcast, and so I'm just, you know, trying to take my stab at it now. So if y'all found anything I say interesting, I guess like every other YouTuber says, like and subscribe, you know what I mean? Thanks, have a good one.